and welcome to part 2 of Open World Game, the Open World Game. Last time I made it to level 70-ish? 60? I don't know. 76. I got the skill trees completely maxed out, so I have everything. And now we are going to be trying to fill this out. I really wish there was a map of sorts. A slime rune. Just gotta go around looking for everything. I don't know what my end goal for this stream is gonna be. Stream, episode, whatever. So, just wandering around mindlessly. Now back over to the left here. I think that's all for this area. Let's go up the path. Let's just follow it to the left. I think this is back to where we started. Generic fetch quest. Beautiful.
Mhm.
I think now we just make our way back to the cave and go to that ice area. Hmm. Looks like I'm still missing some things. The infinite waste.
Mhm.
Reached level 100. Finish the main quest.
Hmm.
Lost toy? Who lost a toy all the way out here? One out of 8 magic orbs. Light every beacon.
Hmm.
Sandfish. So level 100 is max. That's done, that's done, that's done. How many fish are there left? Not many. Should be 7 out of 8. There's 8 out of 8. Legendary metal slab is ready to be forged. Where do I forge things? How do I forge things? I think that's it for this area. I hope that's it for this area. I'm only 89% of the way done. So what is there left to do? To find? What's on the way down this way? Oh, right. There's like an arena down there, I think. Legendary stick is ready to be forged. Ah. Visit every fast travel location. Stick entry. I found a stick! Alright, that should be everything over there completely done. 92%. I've gotten everything over here, I hope. There's only two places I can think of me not having finished everything. That is the desert and the regular area. But I don't... Oh, the mountain range. This isn't a desert. Ah. Here's something. Can I have a viewpoint anywhere? Let's just go up and down for a bit. Make sure I've cleared everything. Free loot? Oh boy. So that should be everything in the desert. I'm hoping. Every journal entry is gonna be the last thing we do. You're just gonna click through everything. Catch every fish. There we go. Collect every mask. Beautiful. There we go. Catch every herptile. It should just be side quests now. There we go. Every fortress. Now it should just be those rocks and the side quests. There's the last. I don't know how to reforge these though. Golden dagger entry. Or do I, does it automatically reforge? Does it just say that saying you've collected everything? Ah, right, there are more feathers for me to collect. There's every feather. 2 more side quests, and then I just gotta find those weapons. Where are those last 2 side quests? I don't know. Nothing. Where are those last 2 quests then? They've gotta be in the desert. That was weird. I think there's still one more rock as well. For the desert. Bloodstone. Or rock type, I don't know. Oh! You know what? Those swords are probably the Reforges. Most powerful weapons of... Yes, Reforged. So these swords are me reforging them. I clearly did not do a very good job going over this. Looks like we're going back through the entire desert again. SP0. What is SP? Skill points? Probably. Gotta search for the swords. Ah. There's the sword for this area. Where's the sword for the desert? Huh? That's nice. I wish I had that. For everywhere. This is probably for the forest. There's one of the last quests done. There's just one more side quest. Is it over by this sword? Reforge every legendary weapon. There's one more side quest. Oh my god, wait, what? Oh my god. Oh, that would have made things so much easier. Was I right? Was it in the desert? Could I just not find it? It wasn't in the desert. Was it in the caves? I didn't know I could just track things. Oh, so much time wasted. It's not in the caves, it's past the caves to the wastelands, I think. But I'll go through just in case. Yeah. It's in the wastelands. There we go. Journal. Plus 1%. Just clicking through. There's so many of these. It's almost as though there was like 400 of them. Oh, there's actually a good chunk of fish. Stick. You found 5 important-looking glowing crystals in each region and brought them to the master smith of the Lake of Fire. Excitingly, they ran into the back of their shop with the crystals and returned with a stick? That's amazing. Read every journal entry. Alright, now that we've done that, let's look through main quest. Chapter 1. You arrived at the promising meeting place, the cave by the sideways tree northeast of Prefetor. You guessed the tree was kind of sideways. No one was there, so you were unsure if this was the right cave. But you were promised answers to how you arrived in this nightmare of a world. You kicked around outside the cave for half an hour before deciding that the trees were more of a diagonal and began to leave when there was a rustling close by in a bush. You glanced over to see the eyes of a frightening child gazing suspiciously at you. You gave a gentle beckoning motion and he skittered towards you. The man you were supposed to meet had been taken captive in Leodom. Before you left, the child muttered something about it being dangerous to go alone and gave you a weapon from the corner, from the cover art of the game. Kind of looks like a compass. You traveled to Leodom and were suddenly arrested. Also in custody was a man painted with stone and wearing a decorative claw. A decorative claw. The man you've been searching for. You were both brought to a chopping block outside of Leodom to be executed. With no escape in sight, you lay your head down and accept death. Just then, the mighty roar of a dragon pierced the heavens and sent everyone into a state of panic. As the dragon laid waste to the land, you and the man painted with some stone made your escape. Protected from the fire and flames by your plot armor, you and your companion reached safety. The clawed man thanked you for saving him and reintroduced himself as Gesh. You made yourself a sandwich while he told you all about the world. Exuvia, the world without a home. The world Exuvia is full of the unfinished, but Gesh and his companions hope to bring the change to the world. If you want to know more, you need to return to the starting cave, which is actually a secret hideout for Gesh's society, the Restorers. Waiting for you at the cave by the angled trees was a woman named Selly. Somehow, she was expecting you, and she guided you into the Restorer's hideout. The Rising Sands, Gesh was, the Rising Sands. Gesh was there, and introduced you to the rest of the Restorers. He then told you about the great mist dragon that has been terrorizing the land. He wanted you to find out more about the dragon, and directed you to travel to Absenti the Beseech, the ancient historian, for information. You were free to go wherever you wanted, but to travel to Absenti and meet with the ancient historian, you must return to the Rising Sands and set out with Hroth the Halfling. You travel to Absenti with your fellow restorer, Hroth. On the way, he told you about how Gesh first convinced him to join the Restorers. He also confessed that this was his first time outside of Aragania, which made you puzzle why Gesh picked him for your guide. Inside the town of Absenti, you found the ancient historian, a humble-looking dwarf sitting in a stupor outside a local inn. As you went to speak to her, a group of out-of-practice assassins surround you. After dispatching the mysterious assassins, you and Hroth speak to the ancient historian. She introduced herself as Varys, and promised to tell you all you wanted to know if you would put her up at the inn for the night. After paying for a room and board, he sat down to dinner and asked about the Mist Dragon. Varys told you that the dragon was most likely Vothgar, the oldest being of Exuvia. A great dragon is only one of the many forms Vothgar has depicted as over the years, but the most common. In the morning, Hroth convinced Varys to travel back to the Rising Sands, where you must travel as well, eventually. You arrive back at the Rising Sands alongside Hroth and Varys, only to find the hideout empty and in shambles. You found an injured elf hiding in the shadows. It was one of the restorers you met before, Ryue. Varys cast healing magic on the elf, and she sprung right up and explained what happened. A group of spotty assassins that looked like the ones that attacked you in Absentee attacked the hideout. Gesh and the others escaped through a secret tunnel in the back that leads to the city of Skyark. Ryue got hit in the leg with an arrow during the attack and was unable to make it to the tunnel before she had to seal it off. She had been hiding ever since, waiting for you. Ryue has a Skyarkian device that she can use to contact Gesh, and she'll wait for your return to the Rising Sands when you're ready to find him. You and Ryue contact Gesh, who immediately answered. Through the static of the connection, you could hear a very stressed Gesh telling you that their arrival in Skyark did not go as planned. He urged you to head to Pin Tower to meet as soon as possible. You, Hroth, Varys, and Ryue travel to Skyark to try and get directions to Pin Tower. You all look out of the place in Skyark. You also struggle to find the person who you could ask directions from, as everyone just tried to sell you something. Eventually, someone offered to show you the way to Pin Tower, but led you into an ambush by some thugs with stun batons that quickly overpowered you. You woke up to find yourself in a small prison with 6 cells. The cells were the other restorers. Hroth, Varys, Ryue, and Selly. The last cell was occupied by a mysterious hooded figure. Selly loudly whispers from the cell next to you that Gesh was on his way. Soon after, Gesh himself appeared at the bottom of the stairs to free you. As you made your way out of the cell, the hooded figure reached through the bars and grabbed you. "Don't trust him," he hissed in your ear. Gesh came to your aid, striking the hooded figure back, and you both left him behind. Safe outside, the restorers decided to split up and return to the most likely safe again, Rising Sands. You met up with the restorers back at the usual hideout and found out that the time spent in Skyark wasn't entirely a waste. Gesh tracked down the headquarters of the assassins that had been plaguing you and Selly, but spent some time spying on the organization. The group and Sally spent some time spying out on their organization. The group is actually a cult called the Vathians who worship Vothgar and are trying to restore it to its full power. She also heard some vague information about a magic ring somewhere near the tranquil vacation town, Lake of Fire, that has something to do with Vothgar. Gesh decided that the restorers must be the first to get this magic ring and sent everyone to the Lake of Fire. Once there, you met up with an old friend of Seelie, a fire elf named Anel. The Lake of Fire is somewhat infamous for its thriving community of artisans that produce many peculiar magic rings, and Enel has one of the largest collections in town. He shows you one particularly excessive ring that looked like a loop of diamond scales, and explained that while the potential magic inside was vast, no one yet could determine the purpose of its magic. It sounded like the kind of ring you were after, and so you persuaded Enel to join up with the restorers. You all took the ring and began the journey back to the Rising Sands. He found the restorers back at the Rising Sands, waiting for guests to return, so they could tell all him, so that they could tell him all about the ring. In the meantime, they had captured a mysterious hooded figure who was snooping around the fallen tree that marks the entrance, and had him tied up in a corner. It was the same hooded figure that you left locked in a cell back in Skyark. His fortunes not improved. The man begged to speak with you and told you his name was Hanthaman of the Beastmen from the Infinite Wastes. You call him Tham. He came to warn you about Gesh, who he said visited the Vathian headquarters many times and has probably been one of them all along. You initially scoffed at the notion, but then Seelie ran in to tell you that Gesh has just been spotted leading an army of Vathians back with him. You confronted Gesh, and he revealed that Vothgar is actually long dead, but his power can still be harnessed. The ring in your possession is called the Dragon's Eye, and is one of the 3 Vothian artifacts that can be used together at Vothgar's shrine near the mist to imbue their wielder with the ancient power of Vothgar. The two the 2 other artifacts are the Stone Scales and the Mistbearer Claws, which Gesh has been wearing for the entire time. He demanded the Dragon's Eye so that he could ascend to be the greater ruler of Exuvia, that he was also always destined to be. You tried in vain to resist him, but were struck down and lost the ring. As your consciousness faded, a blinding flash of light covered the battlefield, and you felt yourself being lifted up, hopefully being carried back to the Rising Sands. You awoke to find yourself surrounded by the other restorers, who are all ecstatic to see you awake. It was Tham who blinded the Vothians with a common beastman weapon and aided in your escape. Gesh apparently had no time to waste and set off west with his army to the shrine of Vothgar. Battered and tired, you still managed to rouse the others to race after Gesh and stop his sinister plot. Froth, Ryu, Uwe, Selly, Varus, Anel, and Hanthamin all join your surprise counterattack against the Vothians. Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, you make out Gesh running back to the shrine, and you chase after him. You cannot stop him as he made it to this inner sanctum, where the shrine gives away the deep void of to the deep void of mist. In that moment, when all seemed lost, a large dragon roar shook the earth, air, and your very bones. A gigantic dragon appeared out of the mist, roaring again and knocking everyone off their feet. In one large bite, the dragon ate Gesh, and he was gone. The Vothians soon retreated, and their swords stood victorious, filled with excitement, shock, and abounding camaraderie. What you decided that the next step is simply to go out and explore Exuvia, trying to make the world a better place. With a world full of discoveries ahead of each of them, everyone returns, no doubt, the Rising Sands. To, no doubt, the Rising Sands. You receive a letter from Hanthaman who with directions to meet him in the Infinite Wastes. Reunited, he greets you warmly and tells you that there's someone waiting to meet you. You travel together to a shrine near the mist that bears the telltale architecture of Vothgar Shrine. At the edge of the mist, Tham calls out to the void and is answered back by a loud roar. The same gigantic dragon that ate Gesh
on that fateful day swoops out of the mist and then shapeshifts down to the size of a man. He's wearing the three artifacts of Vothgar, and his skin is like ornate scale armor. He introduces himself as Vothgar. Apparently, he has been watching over you for some time, and thanks you for returning his artifacts, even though, if he was really watching, he'd know you didn't do much. There's a great war amongst dragons happening inside the mist, and these powerful artifacts are helping him once again gain control over the world of dragons. Vothgar says he sees a lot of himself in you, and is glad that you two could finally meet. He will continue to watch after you and takes joy in your success. For now, though, he must return to the mist. The realm of dragons is in chaos, and without his guidance, that chaos could spill into the already struggling land of Exuvia. With words of encouragement, Vothgar morphs back into his mighty dragon form and takes to the skies before gliding down into the mist. Amazed at your new found friend, you continue your travels in Exuvia. And that's the game, I guess. There are no more achievements left to get. That was all the achievements. Level 100 is max, 100%. All the possible skills. No way. I'm blue now! But that will be all. See ya.